What is going on, guys? It's CW Gaming, and I'm back with a brand new episode of the NCAA Rebuilds. And in today's episode, we are doing the Arkansas Razorbacks. And as a Razorback fan, we are hot garbage, and today I would like to fix that. And so Chad Morris is on the hot seat, so we're going to see what we can do with him. I'm not quite sure yet. So 4-8 in 2012. It's gotten a lot worse since then, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. So here is the depth chart. At quarterback, we have Ben Hicks, Nick Starkel, and KJ Jefferson. Personally, I think KJ Jefferson's better. Nick Starkel, I think, is better than Hicks, but he's not rated that much higher in the game. And I believe KJ is a lot better than both these QBs, and KJ's a freshman, so we'll probably end up redshirting him. And we have Rakeem Boyd, Devon Whaley, Chase Hayden, and TJ Hammonds. So we need an upgrade at the running back because we got some older guys, juniors, seniors. We need to fix that. Receivers: Mike Woods, Deion Stewart, Tyson Morris, Jordan Jones, Trey Knox, and Davion Warren. Trey Knox is an absolute beast. He'll probably end up starting by the end of the year. He's killing it this year for Arkansas, so not sure if we should redshirt him right now or what, but Trey Knox will be an absolute stud. Tight end, we have Cheyenne O'Grady, Grayson Hunter, and Chase Harrell. Cheyenne O'Grady is a great tight end, but he is a senior, so we need a tight end pretty bad. Left guard, we have seniors and juniors. Guards, we have a freshman here, 73, so he should be fine. Center, we have two freshmen, 75, so he'll get the bump next year. Right guard, sophomore, freshman, so we should be fine there. Right tackle, we got a sophomore, junior, and a freshman. So our starter is a sophomore now, so we should be fine. Gerald, who's a left end on the defense side now, is a senior. Jamario Bell's a senior as well, and Colin Clay's a freshman. So he should be good there, but we're going to need some more left ends after Colin Clay. Richardson's a senior, this guy's a freshman, and this guy's a freshman. So we have two right ends that are freshmen. And then defensive tackle, we have a senior, a junior, freshman, and a freshman. So we have two freshmen, a junior, and two seniors. So defensive tackle, we should be fine. We can always make improvements, upgrades. Grant Morgan's a junior, Hayden Henry's a junior, and McClure's a junior, so all juniors on the linebacker side, but Grant Morgan's a middle linebacker playing left outside, so if we could find a left outside that's a freshman, that would be best case scenario. Harris is our starting, he's a senior. Grant Morgan again, junior. Parker's a freshman, and Hayden Henry's a junior, playing right outside linebacker, which Bumper Poole, sophomore, so we'll have Bumper for a little bit, and Hayden as well in case Bumper gets hurt. Corners, sophomore, freshman, so our corners are young, so that shouldn't be a problem. Safeties, we have sophomore and a senior, and then a junior and a freshman. So we have a wide variety on our depth chart as we move into the recruiting class. And here we go on the recruitment board. I'm kind of shocked. We have a 5-star athlete on our board. He is 6th, so I wouldn't really count on him coming to Arkansas, but I mean, we could sway him, you never know. So on the board we go. So on the team needs, we just looked at the depth chart and kind of saw our defensive side is a little young, or a little old, I mean. So we're going to have to replace a lot of guys on the defensive side, but our quarterback is rated as a C+. We have a senior, junior, and a freshman. So next year we'll have a sophomore and a senior, so we will need to upgrade that. Running backs, we should be fine. We have 3 juniors. Receivers, we're young. We can upgrade the offensive line, but kicker, quarterback is what we need right now. Our defense is absolute hot trash, and so we need to cover basically everything from defensive tackles to safeties and athletes. So we're going to see what we can do. from the recruitment board. Thomas Joyce, QB, who's second on the list. We'll keep looking. And basically, the strategy here, preseason, adding people to the board, especially in the first year, we don't want to grab a class that has 10 people in it because we went for straight 4 stars. So we will look at a bunch of 3 stars, just to make sure that, 10th, we'll grab Griffin, Robbins. We're looking for everything we can find. We want to make sure we get a good class, good quality class, that we can build on each year and not just grab 4 stars and stuff like that. We need to grab what we can get and move on. 5-star Charles Brock, and then a 4-star receiver. We won't focus on that too much. We will grab this tight end, and we'll move into the offensive line now. I'm not sure I want to structure this recruiting process. The last episode I didn't really do much of the recruitment, and it was kind of a blur. It kind of went by fast. So this episode we're gonna go in detail, and this episode might take 30-40 minutes, but I think it's worth it to kind of have an in-depth kind of episode. So we're not gonna rush. We're gonna show everything we can. You can see how bad I don't know what I'm doing. Center's not looking good. Defensive ends, which we need pretty bad. Our left end was kind of garbage. Or not garbage, he's just old, as well as our right ends. Not looking like a lot of defensive ends. There's a 3-star defensive tackle. There we go. Helen Clifford. I like that name, Clifford. On into 3 stars. It's not looking. Honestly, if you have a better way of recruitment, let me know, because basically what I do is I go and see who wants Arkansas based off of here, and I recruit that way, which kind of sucks, because if nobody wants you, you're kind of screwed. But then, like, you don't want to go for 4 stars and 5 stars, because they're not going to look at you, and it's going to be hard to grab those guys, and then you get 10, 11 guys on your recruitment board, and you're just kind of stuck. And so we got some good guys here. Basically, you have to start from where you are. If you don't have anybody on your board, like if you're starting at a lower program and you're starting lower, you need to go for the 2 stars, and you may grab a couple 3 stars. That's the way that it works. Corners not going to take. We should probably take some of those off. Corners we're fine on. Let's see. Safeties is what we need. Honestly, we'll go and take some of those corners off. We don't need a lot of corners. We have freshmen and sophomores on our cornerback list. So I'm going to go take those off, and we'll look at the athletes and a kicker. We'll leave that go on because he's 3rd. And another thing, preseason, is you get to scout, and so we'll scout. We'll see kind of who is a bust, who we need to take off, and then we can continue with our recruitment board. Here's a 3-star kicker. That's perfect. Number 1, we'll take him, and we'll move to athletes and see kind of who we can grab. There's a 4-star, second 3, and this is our recruitment board now, and we'll go scout, and then we'll see kind of who we need to take off, and then we'll kind of piece up the recruitment board from there. But I'll see you guys in the rest of the preseason. Alright, so we have finished up our recruitment board for this year, and we're on to redshirting players. And so we have Ben Hicks and Nick Starkle, and I think if Hicks gets hurt, Starkle will go on. So we have 2 guys that can carry the offense. KJ Jefferson, we'll go ahead and redshirt him just because he's a freshman, and we need all the QBs we can get for as long as we can. Halfback wise, we'll do Spivey and we'll leave it there. Receivers, yeah, we have a lot of receivers, and I know Trey Knox will be an absolute beast of a receiver, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of playing time just because of some of these guys up here. Trey Burks as well. I want to keep him, but at the same time, we need him to, because if we don't, then we have Stewart, Jordan Jones, Mike Woods, and Warren. And so our redshirt, I think I don't know. We'll go with Nash, TQ Jackson will redshirt, and we'll have 3 solid receivers going into the future. Tight ends, Hudson Henry for sure. And some of these guys on the offensive line, we won't need. So we'll do Limmer, Stromberg, Colin Clay we will, and Eric Gregory. So basically, guys that aren't going to see playing time and that need to get better so we can have them for longer is who we're going to redshirt. So we'll do Chavis and we'll leave Bush because he'll get playing time. And then we won't redshirt anybody there. We have Limpert, and that's going to be our red shirt. That's who we're going to redshirt right there. And so now we're going to move into our custom schedules, and we have Louisiana, FCS, Southern Miss, Rutgers, and then we move into SEC play. So hopefully we can win those games, and we'll see what we can do. Alright, so after the first season, this is after season 1, we finished 6-6, so good enough for a bowl game hopefully, but not as good as we would have hoped. But after looking at the schedule, honestly, like, we won the games we were supposed to win. So we won the first 4, so we beat Rutgers, Southern Miss, and FCS, and Louisiana, and so we beat the first 4. And then we lost to A&M, we lost to Florida by 4, South Carolina, we almost beat Alabama, lost to them in overtime. We beat Auburn, we lost to Ole Miss and Mississippi State, and we beat LSU. So we beat just enough conference teams to be able to sneak into a bowl game. And so that was our team schedule and rankings. So here's our conference standings. Alabama finished 12-0. Mississippi State 9-3. A&M up there as well. LSU, Auburn finished 4-8, 5-7. So not what we were expecting at all, but I mean, I'll take what we can get. So here are the season stats. Ben Hicks got most of the snaps, it looks like. Ben Hicks, 2,600 yards, 24 TDs, 3 interceptions. So not terrible, just not as high as we would have hoped. Starkel came in, 181 yards and a touchdown. So not bad from our quarterbacks. Rushing, we got 966 yards from Rakeem Boyd, 600 from Deval Whaley. Hicks, a couple scrambles. Chase Hayden had 111 yards, and he is hurt for like 9 weeks. He broke his tailbone, it said, so not good there. But Boyd, 11 touchdowns, Whaley with 3. Receiving, 807 yards from Mike Woods, Deion Stewart. So it looks like our freshman that we didn't redshirt didn't play, so not good there, but oh well. Blocking stats, defensive stats, Grant Morgan had 78 tackles, Gabe Richardson had 62, Cameron Curl, Bumper Pool. So I mean, not bad on the defensive side. 4 interceptions for Curl, 1 for Morgan. So okay defensive year, not bad there. in our kicking stats, Connor Limpert was 82% from the year. His longest was a 55, so not bad kicking from Connor Limpert. So that was our year 1 stats and schedule, and we'll move on to the bowl game and see if we got in a bowl game at least. We'll move on to bowl week. So here are the Heisman candidates and winner. Brian Robertson Jr. from Alabama, the running back, won. Swift, Etienne from Clemson. So, I mean, there was a good list there. Running back from Bama won the Heisman this year. And here is our bowl game. We got the AutoZone Liberty Bowl versus 2-7, 9-4 overall Tulsa. So this is going to be a tough game. It's not going to be an easy one. So we'll get right into that. So here's our bowl against Tulsa. We lost 20-13 against Tulsa. We finished 10-4 on the year. So we finished 6-7. Honestly, we just played really bad, it looks like. Here's our stats. We had 4 turnovers, 2 picks, 2 fumbles. Yeah, so pretty bad on our end. So we got stomped in our bowl game, and we're moving on to bigger and better things, hopefully, into year 2. Alright, so here's our players leaving. Rakeem Boyd is declaring for the draft. Oh no, we have a lot of freshmen transferring, which is not good. So Boyd, we should get to stay. Cool. These guys, dang man, this sucks. Like, you're probably gonna start, man. Hudson Henry, we really needed him. I mean, like, oh man. No. This is frustrating, man. All of our players are leaving. We can't get them to stay. What about this guy? Because we... he's undecided. Dadgummit. This is really frustrating, man. Like... especially... no Devin Bush. Please no Devin Bush. Okay, he's not sure. What? So we just lost half of our freshmen that are going to be good for us, so that's kind of frustrating to see that. So we'll move into the transfer requests and recruiting in this offseason. So on to the transfer requests. We have a running back that is asking to transfer here. He's from Ole Miss. He's an 82 overall sophomore, Isaiah Woolard. Honestly, yeah, we're going to do it. He's 82. He might get some playing time right away. So, transfer from Ole Miss, Isaiah Woolard. So here is our recruitment board on into the offseason. And so Thomas Joyce, he's a 4-star quarterback, scrambler. We're going to throw a lot of points on him. I haven't really looked and seen what we haven't gotten yet. So, or what we have gotten yet. So we're going to look at our team needs. We need some of these guys here. Brandon Hayes, Shane Morgan. Let's look at the quarterbacks. We did get Nick Taylor, 3-star. We left Derek Smith off. We could possibly get him as well. Thomas Joyce. Yeah, we're going to throw some points on him. Running backs. We got Michael Griffin, a 4-star. Randy Woods, a 3. So we'll throw a few on him. Not really worried about that. Tight ends. We got AJ Kendrick, Guard tackles. We're gonna need to upgrade those for sure. Yeah, we're not getting him. Yikes. So a lot of these guys regressed. We got that guy. Linebackers. Okay, so we got a 75, Roddy Sanders. Here's a 3-star. I mean, it's worth a shot, you know. We'll just offer him a scholarship, throw some points. We may be able to snag him. Probably not, but, you know, we'll see. Corners, we ended up grabbing Alex Smith, a 3-star. We might conceal this guy away from Mississippi State. Corey Stanford. That's all the points we have, so we're going to have to bounce those out. Kickers, we got our kicker. We got an athlete. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll see how this played out for us. We're back, and on signing day, we got Thomas Joyce, so we flipped our QB, so we got 2 QBs coming in. We got a free safety. Chris Broussard, I just saw that, that's funny. We got some 55 overalls, so we'll see where this put us in the recruitment class. Honestly, I'm not sure kind of how this shaped up to be, but we'll see and see how we can improve in the next year. So we'll go to signing day, see where we recruited, see what we messed up on, if we can get there. Top classes. So yeah, we had a pretty trash class as we signed 30 ranked overall class. This is probably the worst class I've ever signed on NCAA. We only got 3 4-stars, 13 3-stars, 17 prospects, and so this was an absolute hot garbage recruitment for us. So we have to do a lot better next year. So we'll get right into that and see where we can fix and improve. Alright, welcome back to preseason on year 2. I'm kind of mad at the offseason we had. Our offseason was absolutely terrible. We had a lot of our freshmen that were going to be key players this year transfer, and we signed the 31st ranked class. So this rebuild is not looking very well at all. It's looking to be one of the worst that I've ever done. So we'll go ahead, skip to recruiting, and get into year 2, see if we can improve at the least bit. And welcome back to our recruitment board, year 2. We opened it up, and the first thing that I spotted was a defensive end, Malcolm Denny from Forest City, Arkansas. This is the most random thing ever. An 86 overall, number 1 on our board, so we'll take it. Athlete, 5-star. I don't think I'm going to waste my time on a 5-star. 7th. Probably not going to get him, but we'll take a look at our team needs real quick. I assume it's still going to be offensive line and defense heavy, which it is. Defense heavy, we need linebackers. Linebackers and safeties for the most part. So we'll get right into that, and we'll see where we went wrong last year. QB we should be good on. We're not going to worry about that. Running back we should be good on as well. Receivers we're good on. We really need to focus on our tackles. Our offensive line, we need to make sure that we can grab some of those, and we don't have any that are interested in Arkansas, which kind of stinks, but we'll see what we can put together here in a minute. So we're on to redshirting players. I'll show the rest of the recruitment board at the end. So here's our QBs. We have Starkle, looks like he's going to start senior year. Then we have KJ Jefferson, who will get the who get it sophomore year. We have Nick Taylor and Thomas Joyce. So these are the guys that we got last year. And so we'll redshirt them. Hopefully they won't transfer at the end of the year. Running backs, we got Rakeem Boyd coming back, Chase Hayden, and Isaiah Woolyard. He was already redshirted when he transferred, so we'll leave him and maybe we'll have him for the next year. But these are the guys we got after last year. Receivers, I'll leave that the way it is. But Trey Knox and all those guys will be here this year, so we're excited about that. So here is our recruitment board. We got Malcolm Denny. We got all these SEC schools chasing after him, so all the points we can get on him, we need to lock him up. We also added Maurice Miller. He's from North Little Rock, so a lot of Arkansas guys coming. Oklahoma is looking at him as well. He's pretty close to them. Baytown, Texas, Pat Simmons, middle linebacker. We need to get that insta commit up as well, so we can kind of ease the stress. Middle linebacker was the key. As you see here, like all of the guys that we are recruiting right now are defensive guys that we need. We need a lot of defensive guys. I think our offense will be okay, but we need to be able to stop these offensives that are in the SEC right now. And honestly, like with what we have, I don't believe we can. So a lot of the guys we are scouting are on the defensive side. So as you see here, these are the guys we added to our recruitment board. Alright guys, we are back. Year number 2 is over. We finished 8-4, number 17, so a lot better. I'm honestly not sure how we did that, but 8-4, and we'll go ahead and take a look at what we did, how we came out in the games we played. So we finished 3rd in the SEC West, and we'll go ahead and take a look at our schedule. So here's our schedule. We beat Ball State in overtime, who ended up finishing 10-2, so I guess at the time it wasn't that bad. We lost to Toledo? Are you serious? I knew I should have changed that game. We beat NIU, we lost to Georgia, we lost to A&M, we beat South Carolina, we got smashed by Alabama. But we ended up beating Ole Miss, Auburn, Mississippi State, Arkansas State, and LSU. So we went on a 5-game win streak. That's incredible. If only we would have taken care of Toledo, we would have been 9-4. Even taking care of Georgia and A&M. Georgia is a little harder, but even A&M, like those games we have to come through and win. But I'm happy with what we did here against those SEC schools. So over to team info. Hayden is still hurt from last year. And our team leaders, Nick Starkle, played okay. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the full stats now. So here's our QB stats. KJ Jefferson ended up with 53 yards and a touchdown. Starkle finished with 2,100 yards, 20 TDs, 9 interceptions. So just like Ben Hicks last year, around 2,000 yards, an okay 20 TDs. Not the best, but Rakeem Boyd finally got over to a 1,200 yard year, 9 touchdowns. Hammonds was a little behind him as well. Receiving, Treylon Burks was in there. Redshirt freshman, 500 yards, 2 TDs. Jordan Jones, Rakeem Boyd had some receptions. Mike Woods had some as well. Chase Hayden had -1. So defensive bumper pool, 89 tackles. So pretty good year from him. The rest of the defense kind of struggled, it looks like. Interceptions wise, not very good. Okay, that's nice. Kicking. Our kicking stats, maybe. Kyle Daniels, the freshman, he finished 66% at 42 being his longest. So a terrible kicking year for him. Maybe it'll get better. We even had our punter out there. Did he punt? Did he kick any? It didn't look like it, but so honestly, not the best stat year, but we finished 8-4. So we'll go ahead and see what bowl game we got and move into the off season. So here's the Heisman. Travis Etienne from Clemson ended up winning the Heisman. The rest of the guys, running backs as well, and so running back from Clemson ended up winning the Heisman. And we got the AT&T Cotton Bowl against Texas. So a lot better opponent for us, but we get to see what we can do against a rival in Texas. As an Arkansas fan, we better not lose this game against Texas. So here is the Cotton Bowl. We lost 13-10, so honestly would have loved to have won this game, but 13-10 is not terrible. We lost by 3. It was a low-scoring game, so our defense played well. Turnovers, we had 0, so a lot better, honestly, than last year's bowl game. Starkle finished with 145 yards and a touchdown. Rushing, Boyd finished with 62 yards. What was the touchdowns on? I guess we only had 1, and it was Treylon Burks. Our defensive stats for this game: Bumper Pool had 11 tackles, Clay had 9, so big game from our defense. We just couldn't get the job done, so we are seeing improvements. So on to the offseason. So as you can see, we started in 2013. We've gotten up a little bit. Security is low, but we're still rocking, trying not to get fired. So that's the ultimate goal here, is trying not to get fired. So on the players leaving and then signing day. So here's our players leaving. They're all seniors. Rakeem Boyd, Cameron Curl, Ty Clary, Nick Starkle's graduating, Hayden Henry and Grant Morgan as well. Jordan Jones. So a lot of our guys that we need are graduating. So Rakeem Boyd is the only one looking like going to the draft. So honestly, painless offseason so far. Not a lot of heartbreak like there was last year. So moving on to signing day and recruitment. Right before we get into signing day, we have a transfer request, and that is Brian Bradford from Kent State. We'll accept that and move on to signing day. So after looking at our recruitment board, I see Denny wasn't on there, and he locked us out and went to LSU. So that's kind of crappy, and not happy about that, but man, that sucks. Okay, so we're going to see how we can recover from this and see what we can do. So at the end of recruitment, we end up swaying Kurt Taylor and J.J. Walker to come to Arkansas. Those were guys that Kurt Taylor was getting chased by another school, and J.J. was going to Oklahoma State, and we switched him. So we got some two prospects there to not absolutely have a terrible signing day once again. So we'll see exactly where we were put in terms of our signing class. Hopefully it's better than 31st like last year. We'll see. So we'll go down top classes, and we signed the 59th. That's what I'm talking about. 59th. We got 2 4-stars, 10 3-stars. What a class. I'm so happy we got the 59th class. Honestly, like, this is the worst recruiting I have ever done in my life. I have done a lot of these before, and this is the worst one. I don't understand what's going on. We have all these guys that are 70s coming to us at the beginning, and we literally cannot get them, and I don't understand why not. I'm gonna look at the skill tree, see where our recruiting is at, and it is hot garbage. So we got some stuff to, let me see. Alright. So we got a little work to do here. Man, I'm so frustrated. This is terrible. Our defensive end that was supposed to go here went to LSU. We lost him. Like, this is the worst recruiting I've ever done in my life, and I'm not going to not post this if it doesn't work out, because this is what's going on. So we'll advance, see what we can do in year 3. Alright guys, so we are back in year 3 recruiting, and honestly it's not looking good for us right now either. In this year recruiting, the normal recruiting strat is not looking good at all. So defense heavy normally is what we're going to be doing. So we'll look at some offensive line guys as well and see what we can do there. There's some 4 stars. At least some 4 stars are looking at us again. Like, last year was really rough on 4-star look. So we'll see what we can grab, and I'll see you guys at the end of our recruiting board. Alright guys, so we're back, year 4 I believe. This was really supposed to be last year, and we're 7-5. So still kind of struggling a little bit. We'll look at where we finished. 7-5 isn't terrible. I mean, we made a bowl game again. But look at the schedule. So we beat Idaho. This isn't our schedule. This is Auburn's schedule. I was about to say, what the heck? Okay, there we go. Okay, so we beat Akron. We beat TCU. Beat LA Tech. We beat Georgia. Okay. A&M we beat. We beat Arkansas State. We lost to South Carolina, Bama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and beat LSU. So, I mean, we were so close. Like, we just can't get on the same page as to beating all the teams we need to beat. And that's just, I mean, that's the SEC. Every game you play is tough. And so KJ Jefferson is our starter now, and 2,400 yards, 21-4. So KJ's not a bad QB. He's 9-3 overall. He could be the future of this team. Isaiah Woolyard, the guy from Ole Miss that transferred, 1,300 yards, 12 TDs. So we're getting production out of him. Treylon Burks, 1,000 yards. Mike Woods as well. Trey Knox is getting some touches. Defensive side, Bumper Pool, senior year, 77 tackles. Let's see if our kicker improved any. Kicking stats struggling just a little bit. Let's see. He finished 76% this year. So a lot better. 13 of 17, longest 54. So we're getting better. So we'll see what bowl game we're going to get into, and we'll go from there. So here's our bowl game. We got the Compass Bowl against Michigan State. We finished 3-5 in their conference as well. So this game honestly shouldn't be like too exciting, but we are playing Michigan State, the team we did last episode. So we'll get into that. We'll sim it. I'm not giving up on this rebuild yet, so we'll see what we can do. Alright, so here's our bowl game against Michigan State, and we lost 21-17. So just to pile on, just the worst rebuild I've ever had. We put up 17 in the first quarter, and they didn't score at all. And then we didn't score at all for the rest of the game. So, pretty bad. 188 yards, TD, and interception for KJ. Our running game didn't do very well. We split a lot of carries. KJ had some rushing yards as well. Receiving end, Burks with another touchdown in a bowl game. So defensive wise, I mean, our defense played pretty good. We just, we have to have that offense come through. So here's what I'm going to do. Normally we would end the rebuild after 4 years. If you guys want to see more of this, Arkansas trying to redo it again, I'll do it again. But for right now, this is the raw edit. This is raw cut. The sometimes it struggles. I mean, we had a good team and we just couldn't do it. And so that's going to do it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll have better luck, but if you guys want to let me redo this one, I sure will. Just let me know, and I will see you guys in the next rebuild.